The Yamato apartment felt heavier than usual. Kai sat at the piano, his hands hovering over the keys but refusing to press down. The sunlight streaming through the window illuminated the scuffed edges of the old piano, a constant reminder of his lessons with Ms. Nakamura. The recital still lingered in his mind, an uneasy mix of pride and shame. He had felt alive while playing on stage, pouring himself into a melody he created, but Ms. Nakamura's sharp disapproval backstage had crushed his excitement. "You embarrassed yourself," she had said, her voice icy and clipped. Kai hadn't told his parents everything about what had happened after the recital. He couldn't bear to see their faces fall with disappointment. Instead, he carried the weight of Ms. Nakamura's words alone. That evening, during dinner, his mother noticed something was wrong. "Kai, are you okay?" Marissa asked softly. "You're so quiet." Kai avoided her gaze, pushing the rice around on his plate. "I don't think I want to go to lessons anymore," he said abruptly. The room fell silent. Akio set his chopsticks down, looking at his son with a furrowed brow. "What do you mean?" Kai hesitated. "Ms. Nakamura doesn't like the way I play," he said quietly. "She got mad because I didn't play the piece exactly how she wanted at the recital." Marissa's expression softened with concern. "But everyone else loved it," she said. "You were wonderful." Akio's tone was more measured. "You didn't follow the assignment?" Kai shook his head. "No. I wanted to play something that felt like me." Akio sighed. "Kai, sometimes you have to learn the rules before you can break them. Discipline is important, even in music." Kai looked down at his plate, his chest tightening. "I just don't think I can do it her way." Marissa placed a gentle hand on Kai's shoulder. "Maybe it's time to find a new way, then," she said, her voice kind but firm. "You don't have to stop making music just because one person doesn't understand you." The next day, after school, Kai sat down at the piano again. He pressed a few keys, the notes echoing faintly in the quiet apartment, but the joy he once felt was gone. The piano, once a source of curiosity and promise, now felt like a reminder of his failure. As he stared at the instrument, lost in thought, a faint sound caught his attention. It was rhythmic, steady, and powerful. A low, resonating thump that seemed to pulse through the walls. Kai stood and followed the sound to the window, peeking outside. Across the narrow street, the garage of their neighbor, Mr. Tanaka, was partially open. Through the gap, Kai saw him sitting behind a drum kit, his hands and feet moving effortlessly as he played. The beat was hypnotic, filling the air with a raw energy that made Kai's heart race. That evening, Kai lingered near the garage after dinner, hoping to hear the drums again. When the door creaked open wider, he gathered his courage and stepped closer. "Hey, kid," Mr. Tanaka called out, spotting Kai hovering near the entrance. "You like drums?" Kai hesitated, then nodded. "They sound amazing," he said shyly. Mr. Tanaka grinned, setting his drumsticks down. "You ever try playing?" "No," Kai admitted. "But I'd like to." "Come on in," Mr. Tanaka said, waving him over. "They've been collecting dust for a while. Could use some fresh hands." Kai stepped into the garage, the smell of oil and sawdust mingling with the faint metallic tang of the drum kit. The kit itself was worn but sturdy, with scratched cymbals and a bass drum that looked like it had seen its fair share of gigs. "Here," Mr. Tanaka said, handing Kai a pair of drumsticks. "Start simple. Tap the snare like this." Kai gripped the sticks awkwardly, trying to mimic Mr. Tanaka's movements. The first few hits were uneven, the sticks slipping slightly from his grip. "Relax your hands," Mr. Tanaka instructed, guiding him gently. "It's all about control, not force. Let the sticks do the work." Kai tried again, this time finding a steadier rhythm. As he moved to the bass drum and hi-hat, the sounds began to flow together, creating a simple but satisfying beat. "Not bad," Mr. Tanaka said with an approving nod. "You've got a good sense of timing." Keep practicing, and it'll come naturally. Over the next few weeks, Kai found himself drawn to the garage every chance he got. After school, he would head straight there, eager to pick up the drumsticks and lose himself in the rhythm. Mr. Tanaka taught him basic patterns and techniques, but he also encouraged Kai to experiment and find his own style. The drums felt liberating in a way the piano never had. There were no rules, no strict sheet music to follow, just the raw, unfiltered power of rhythm. At home, Marissa noticed the change in her son. He seemed lighter, more energized, and the quiet frustration that had lingered since the recital was gone. "You seem happier these days," she said one evening as Kai returned from the garage, his hands dusty from hours of practice. "I think I've found something I love," Kai admitted, a shy smile spreading across his face. One night, as Kai lay in bed, he thought about everything that had happened over the past few months. He still loved music, but his relationship with it was changing. The piano had been his starting point, but the drums felt like something entirely new, something that could truly be his. "I don't know where this is going," he whispered to himself, "but I think I'm finally on the right path." As Kai's connection to the drums deepens, he begins to wonder if this is the passion he's been searching for all along. Little does he know, his journey is about to take an unexpected turn that will change everything.